Hi everyone, this is Michael again, giving my impressions of this 2005 Toyota Avalon, which I purchased probably about a year ago, maybe a year and 3 months ago. What had happened was we had a Toyota Highlander 2001, which was owned by my brother-in-law, but the transmission went out on that one, and it was already had about 297,000 miles on it, so it was it was feeling its age. All right, and so when the transmission went out on that one, we decided to give it away and look for another Toyota which had slightly higher miles but was still considered to be reliable. And we opted for the Avalon, which has a very, very good reputation. All right. When we got this Avalon, we knew that it may have some issues, which we felt that we could probably deal with. We got it at a pretty decent price and knew that we were probably going to put in a little bit more money to bring it up to spec. So let me tell you what we did. As soon as I picked it up, I noticed that the wheel bearings were bad. I took it for an inspection. Turns out that it needed all four wheel bearings changed. It needed all four rotors changed as well. So that tells you that whoever had it was definitely not keeping up with the maintenance on it. And I decided to also do all four brakes as well. Okay, so there you have off the jump, all four rotors, all four wheel bearings, and brakes as well. And as you can see, I put in the vented, I'm not sure if you can see that, but I did put in vented rotors, which I prefer in most of my cars, so that the rotors can breathe. Well, the fronts are vented, but not the rear ones. So I saved some money there. There was something also wrong with the front spindle on the right-hand side. So I had to get a new spindle for that. I think also the suspension, one of the suspension parts, I'm not sure if it was the I'm gonna need to remember what that is. But anyway, that was the first thing we started with. Then when I took it for the inspection, it also needed struts. I think it was the front struts, one of the front struts and one of the rear struts. So I just decided to do all four struts. Change that. They were not OEM, which I wish I did OEM, because I do notice the ride, it's not the same as an OEM ride, as the original Toyota Lexus struts. Anyway, so the struts were changed, and excuse the noise, guys. And then in the motor area, the engine bay, what we noticed was that there was a loud screeching noise. Found out that this was the water pump, and so we got a new water pump. At the same time, I decided to do the serpentine belt as well. Then we also noticed that it was the valve cover gaskets were leaking, and so we changed the valve cover gaskets, and for some reason had to do that twice. By the way, the interior of the car looks pretty okay. It's one of the reasons why we got this, was the interior didn't look that banged up. But the valve cover gaskets definitely needed changing, which we did. The reason why we had to do it twice was when we did it the first time, it was we took it on a long 2.5-hour drive, and oh boy, that came off. It's not good. one of the hood struts. So we took it on a 2.5 hour drive, and we found out we were smelling a lot of smoke. And so what we found out was that the guy who did the first job didn't quite do it that well, and then we had to do the valve cover gaskets one more time. Second time was a charm, because we've got no leaks whatsoever. We also had to change the engine mount, this guy here. That needed changing as well per the inspection. Did an oil change. And while we were in there, we figured out why we might as well do the spark plugs, the front and the backs. Now, if you guys know anything about these engines, you know that the fronts are pretty easy to get to, but the backs are not. And so that was a long job, or a long process, doing the backs of these. But we got it done, and happy to say that the car is running well. Now, I did notice that occasionally it'll do a slight jump when it's in gear. I'm not sure if it's a transmission issue. It may well be, which would be a shame if we have to start dealing with the transmission. It's not, it's still drivable. But what I did as a precaution was I drained out the transmission oil, and I've done it twice so far. I also added the Lucas additive as well, and it is shifting a little better. I'm thinking the rule is to have it done at least 3 times, which is what I intend to do, and see if that works in terms of giving the transmission a smoother feel, because right now it does feel like it's a little off, especially once it's warm, which tells me that there probably might be some wear and tear on the transmission. Probably the oil hasn't been changed in quite a while, and so that's one thing that I'm dealing with. I did find a used transmission on eBay, which was fairly cheap, about $300. I bought that just in case I need to swap out the transmission. But I'm gonna do the 3rd drain and fill change the filter as well, and let's see what that does and how it runs, and then we'll hit that mountain if and when we get there. But anyway, my thoughts on the 2005 Avalon is it's a very good car. I would say it's an excellent use by. When it's running smoothly, it runs excellent. This is a pretty quick car. Even my son says it's fast. It has a lot of get up and go. And then the other thing that I noticed about this car, it's very economical. I'm averaging 27, 28 miles, well, maybe about 25 in town, and on the highway I can get up to 35. And so economically, fuel wise, it's pretty good, considering the power that this engine generates. And otherwise, yeah, so far I'm liking it. I share driving duties with my son on this car, and we both believe that we do like this car. Feel like it's a good buy. It's a good stopover before we start thinking of getting an EV or something of that sort. So once again, this is Michael with my views on the 2005 Toyota Avalon. Nice, spacious, larger sedan, Toyota reliability. And as long as you keep up with stuff on this car, I think it should be okay. But got to keep up on certain things. Got to keep up on your transmission service, of course your oil changes. This car uses a timing chain, not a timing belt, so you do not necessarily have to do a belt change every 80 to 100,000 miles. There have been issues, the cases where I've heard where the chain of this car needs to be either serviced or changed, but not on this one. And I've told you guys everything that I've done to upgrade and get this car up to spec. The prior owners did not keep it as reliable as they should, but what that meant was I got a good deal on the price. As you can see, this is going on here too. I don't really bother about that. Our goal is to buy a car that's reliable, that we can use for the next, I'd say maybe 2 years before we do something else, and this seems to fit the bill so far. Okay, Michael signing out. Bye.